here's how my story goes. I started attending business classes when I was in high school at Digitalni, and those classes basically helped me face my challenges and overcome my like all the things that I was facing with. One of the things that it's really important when you're going through this process of building your brand or like building a business is that you have a mentor, because they're much more skilled and they have been through situations and can help you a lot with putting things into perspective and which approach you should take. One of the great learning experience for me was also attending like Watson University in the United States, which helped me step out of my comfort zone and face with challenges I was not able to face when I was here in Slovenia. What I love about Watson University is there are a lot of people who teach there who are basically teaching about what they do in everyday life. So we would have people from Apple and Google come in and share their experience and stuff like that. So this was, I highly recommend it to everyone to step out of their comfort zone. And whoops, I think we lost the video. Still on? Can you guys hear me well?
Everything's working.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Just a second. Gonna double check. Okay, perfect. Going back, sorry. So as I said, Watson University was a great learning experience because I had to step out of my comfort zone, and I was facing with different challenges that I was facing here in Slovenia. So if you have a chance to go study abroad, I would highly recommend it. I know a lot of people here are also doing it, so I'm really interested in how your experience is. We can chat in the chat later. And then as soon as I returned from Watson University, I started working on Started Up Slovenia, which is basically a project where we would help entrepreneurs put their product on one of the biggest retailers here in Slovenia called Spark Slovenia. And this was also an amazing learning experience for me because I was able to see how companies were able to scale in such a small period of time. So just getting as much experience as you possibly can would be my recommendations. Not just reading about it online, but just like trying your own things. And as soon as I stopped working at Started Up Slovenia, I joined this amazing company called Hooray Studios here in Slovenia, mostly known as Mali Junaki. And I'm super proud because we're a market lead on almost all markets that we're currently present on. In 2019, we invested more than 11 million euros into advertising. Mostly of this was done through Facebook. And our income in 2019 was 27 million. Obviously, this kind of feels that happened overnight for us, but there's like a good amount of people working on this and making sure everything is going properly. I'm super excited to share this part because this is what I mostly work on in Hooray Studios as social media. We do most of our advertisement through Facebook, Instagram, Google, Pinterest, and Reddit. And Facebook seems to be working the best for us in this very moment. We have been taking a lot of different marketing approaches, and one of them has been influencer marketing. And also we started sending free books to celebrities. And as you were able to see in the news, we were pretty successful with that. Kim Kardashian, like all the girls from the Kardashian posted about it. David Beckham posted about it, and it's just been great. We did not have to invest like a good amount of money to get this attention. One of the things that has been working really well for us lately have been blog posts from influencers and also blog posts from us. And I'm super proud to say that during this time, our free personalized coloring books in the past week have been downloaded almost 2 million times, because obviously people are stuck at home and are finding a creative way to spend time with their family. Why this is super important to us and why we're doing this for free is because we get emails in return, and those are our potential customers. One of the things that have been working really, really, really well for us is user-generated content. And it's almost like 70% of our social media strategy plan is user-generated content. And I wanted to share one of the greatest user-generated content that increased our sales tremendously. Give me a second. There it is. I hope you can hear it.
The world calls me Pedro, but you call you call me Dad. Wash me in the water, cleanse me in the mercy of your love. I need a heavenly touch. Alright, let's go for that. This will be good. When Brixton runs out. What? Brixton. Oh, that's so cute. I can't read it because
allergies.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Daddy, you can't.
So, what do you guys think about this video and why it is so successful? I would love for you to get involved in chat, if that's possible. Exactly. We all love seeing emotions. It's not too pushy, not too salesy. Famous dads are crying, correct? Exactly. And emotions sell the most in our cases. So let me go back for just a few more minutes to sharing my screen, and then I'm going to come back. Okay. So here are some tips and tricks you should look into when creating your business or marketing strategy. I personally like working with 3H content strategy by Google. You should definitely check it out if you're like in the process of making your marketing plan. It's very simple, like explains everything straight to the point. One of my favorite is also the Golden Circle by Simon Sinek, and I'm pretty sure you all seen that one. And Sonia also mentioned to me that a few weeks ago you were put in front of a challenge where you had to create something, like start your own business. And one of the most important things I feel like I could add to that is creating your marketing strategy. What are the like key points that you have to be focused on? And for us, it's been working the best if the copies are emotional, short, and straight to the point. Those have been selling the most. So just keep it short, something that would drag attention, and then take it from there. Also, it is really important that you're not always just communicating what you want to tell as a brand, but what your clients basically want to hear from you. This is the end of my rant. I'm open for questions, and I hope we can develop a nice dialogue where you can ask questions and I can be as helpful as possible. So, don't be shy. Ooh, okay, I see some questions coming in. And so short emotional messages are for social media posts. Yeah, those seem to be working the best on our social media. And as I said, we mostly do advertise through social media. We don't do anything in person because it's such a specific product that it's kind of hard to sell it in person because it takes quite a while time to make it. But we're definitely thinking about those options. What is the biggest challenge with selling paper books online? Well, I think one of the great things with books is that they're a great memory to keep forever. And like even when 10 years pass by, you open it and it's still there. When in online, it just gets lost easily. What was my biggest challenge? For me, I feel like allowing myself to make mistakes, because we are always like the society kind of pressures us to be perfect all the time, and then you don't take the first step and you miss a great learning experience. So for me, allowing myself to make mistakes really lets my creativity out. I do think paper books have a great future. When deciding going abroad, how did you decide which market targets to? Well, for us, it was where there's the most demand, or where we feel like there's people who would buy that. The biggest market were a priority. We started in Slovenia, started small, and then when we had a proof of concept, we scaled. Yeah. How to encourage the creation of user-generated content? Well, for us, it kind of started naturally because people liked sharing like nice photos of them reading with their kids, because it is, well, it's a great thing to put out, because then people have a great opinion of you, and that's what social media is all about. I have a Facebook page for my company. In 3 months, I gained 230 followers. I would like to raise that. How can I do that besides paid ads? Well, the algorithm on Facebook is kind of crazy nowadays, but a great improvement of raising your followers is, as you like probably know, creating giveaways and stuff like that. Maybe do like co-branding. It really depends on what you do. Just give me a few seconds to read those questions that are coming in. They're quite a lot. What were your biggest mistakes at first? Not asking questions because I was afraid. So not asking really sucks for you. So just ask as many questions as possible. That would be my advice. And for me, what I'm struggling the most with right now is how to prioritize tasks, because everything seems super important to me. So at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to manage all of that. What is your next step relating to Hurry Heroes? Well, I'm super happy to announce that I became Chief Operating Officer at Hurry Heroes Merchandise, and we will be launching merchandise with our products later on this year. So like lovely plush toys to complement our books. How long does it take you to write a personalized book? Well, it's not, I'm not writing the books. We have a team who does that, and it is quite a process. They're a project that we've been working on like for years and still have not been released yet, but we're super excited. And we have a lot of new products coming out this year. So you're just gonna have to stay tuned for that. What are the best marketing tips that you have learned during the process of working for Hurry Heroes? Well, for me, what Hurry Heroes given to me was that you have to act really fast. So when we get like a nice user content, we post it immediately and spread it everywhere. So it's like, be fast and give market what they want. How did you manage to achieve such a growth in such a short amount of time? And how do you manage to keep growth so steady? Well, I think it's because we've all been really passionate and working really hard on this. We are really like fast with learning new things. When we see something is working, we go into that direction. And when something's not working, we don't do it anymore. So it's like how to manage things and how to put priorities on things that are really important for our customers, and basically doing that. Did you see any difference now with the current crisis? Did anything change to our online sales? Well, I'm so happy to say that our coloring books have been downloaded for like almost 2 million of times. buy now, which are completely free. The only thing that we get from that is a free, like their email, which basically means they are our future customer. But no, no, we didn't, like there was no decrease in sales, to be honest. Does this job ever get overwhelming? It sure does, just like every job, because it's a huge responsibility, and you obviously don't want to let anyone down. But I think for me is I feel so comfortable in this job because I know that my boss meets allows me to make mistakes. So I feel comfortable in that position, and I know that no matter what I screw up with, I'm gonna fix it. How did you connect with the influencers? Well, we have a marketing assistant on US market that basically, like before every bigger launch of the book, searches for influencers and basically contacts them, gets their address, we set the deal and everything. And then with celebrities, he's just really good with Google and finds their addresses, and that's basically how we send them to them. But I think there's a great app if you're not so good with influencers called Influi, and it's founded by the two Slovenian guys, and they're absolutely amazing. So if you need help with influencer marketing, I would suggest turning to them. What are some biggest differences in marketing strategy between Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and Reddit? Well, mostly is just adapting the communications. We have key messages that we need to communicate on all the social media platforms. We just use different approaches on how to communicate them. So basically the strategy, the key messages are the same on all the platforms. We just change the way we communicate them. What if you already own a company and you want to expand it? You think it's a good idea to send PowerPoint and cover presentation or any other firm to compensate? Well, it depends on what your business does. If it's like to smaller companies, can you give me a bit more information about that? And I'll be happy to answer it. How do you test new ideas to figure out what works and what doesn't? Well, we just put it out and see how the market's gonna react to it. But because we already have like so many people who have been working on this for the past few years, we kind of know what works and what doesn't, and we don't make like a kicks a lot. Did you learn more at work than in school? Absolutely. Definitely. For me, it was always more about doing things than hearing about things. But I think those go hand in hand. You have to know the things to go do them, and then it's very connected. So I don't think not listening to, like not going to school and stuff like that is relevant. But I do think that I definitely learned more from my working experience. How many ads do you run at the moment? Pretty much impossible to tell because we're turning them off, turning them on all the time, but quite a lot. Try Googling Maljunaki, you'll not get away without our ad. Why did you come back to Slovenia despite studying in America and coincidentally had a good chance to succeed in their market? I think for me it was really important to come back to Slovenia and develop more of my skills and share the knowledge that I learned in the United States. And then it's still an option for me, but you know how it is with American visas right now. Crazy. How did you connect with the first customers abroad? Well, if you're asking regarding the partners that we're working with, we contacted them and had a meeting with them and stuff like that. And if you're talking about the final customers, we managed to reach them through social media. What are the main tips for Facebook advertising? Well, try experimenting with a lot of different things. That would be my idea. But keep in mind that it's really important not what you want to tell to the customers, but what the customer has to say. So you kind of have to find a connecting point between those two. like giveaways work amazing for the engagement and stuff like that, but giveaways mostly don't sell. Do you also sell the books on Amazon? Currently, we're not selling on Amazon because our personalization thing is a bit too complicated to put it to Amazon, but we're considering selling the gift cards when it will be available, and hopefully our books as well. But for now, it's just not doable. How did you convince the first customers to have a meeting with you? I think you're talking about our partners that we're working with, and it was a pretty challenging job, if you ask me. I was not at the company at that time, but I know that Rado and Biz, who are the founders, had to go through a lot of struggles to get to where we are today, and people believed in them, and that was their strongest point. And that's why we're here. What is your maximum cost to acquire a new customer? It depends on the campaign that we're working. If it's like social awareness, or if you're talking about cost per action. I love how many questions are coming in. You guys are amazing. It's kind of hard for me to read all of them. Awareness. Well, we have not, to be honest, we mostly focus on the campaigns that sell right now. We do have awareness campaigns going on, but it's really hard to tell you a cost because it kind of depends. We go with the flow. Is there a growth hack or strategy that really made a difference during your digital marketing? Digital marketing strategy, any tips or examples? As I said, I think you should listen to your market, and they're gonna tell you what you have to do to succeed. So if you know how to like make a difference between good posts that are performing well and bad posts, I think that's the best marketing strategy that you can have.
So far, so good.
I'm gonna scroll back in case I missed some of them. Do you have any competitors on the market right now? We do, and competitors are always a great thing. We have quite a few, but it's always good to have competitors. How many new customers you can handle per month? Well, we were able to expand how much our site can allow us, like how many visits our site allows us to, and same goes for all the printing houses. We still run into challenges, basically like during the highest season, like for Father's Day or for Mother's Day, we have to shut down ads sometimes, and we have to close the printing houses because we're not managing all the orders.
Okay, let's think.
But
how do you think about love? Do you think boy, girl, marriage, baby?
So if you're
oh, that's mine. I was like, who's asking that question? Sorry, I had a Facebook still on that we watched an ad for. Which are the best marketing tools you recommend? For influencers, I would definitely recommend Influi. We do. Canva is a great tool if you're starting. Will merchandise also be personalized? At the beginning, no, but we definitely want to get it to that level, and it will be personalized for sure, but just not in the beginning. Because here's the thing, we're this merchandise thing, we still need to test it, how the market's gonna adapt to it. So this is one of our new marketing like strategies to see how they work, and if they perform well, we're obviously gonna develop into that section. But in the beginning, it will not be personalized, but it will be like sidekicks from our books. So it'll be like an extended experience for a kid. Okay, so I think the questions quite stopped now, but I do want to know a bit more about you. If you can tell me what you're up to. Are you starting your own company? Are you considering about starting a company? Do you already have a company? Like, just let me know, because I'm curious. No. You should start making audio teddy bears who are telling personalized stories. Amazing. It's a great idea. I'm not sure we'll do it right now because I think it's a great way for a parent and a kid to connect. But lovely idea, yes. Here are my top 3 like tips on entrepreneurs who are just starting their business. I would suggest you to just be brave, ask questions, go to your potential customers, ask them as many questions as you need to get all the information. Be very specific when you're designing your marketing strategy and when you're designing your communication messages. Know what you want to tell them, and then also put yourself into the perspective of the customer and just basically tell them what they want to hear. What to do with low budget, which channels to use to grow. This depends on your business that you do. I think Facebook is a great option to do so because it is with not a lot of money, you can do a lot. What is the difference between digital in US and digital in Slovenia? I think Americans are a lot more brave when it comes to stepping out of their comfort zone and trying new things. I think we're so like pressured that we need to make everything perfect that we don't even take that first step. So I think they're great storytellers, which puts them in a great position when it comes to digital marketing. Yeah. What can we learn from US experience? Well, US was a great learning experience for me because I had to step out of my comfort zone and put my brain into different perspective of thinking. Because as I said, they're totally okay with messing up when we feel very pressured. Do you have any good advice for starting with Facebook paid ads? If you're not very good, I would just suggest you do like boost your post where Facebook helps you to do so. If you're a bit more skilled, you can do it in Ads Manager. One of the advice that I would give you is to monitor like everything that's going on. And if the ad is not performing well, just direct the money from that ad to somewhere else. I love your questions. They are amazing. Any good tip for networking, where to find opportunities? I think just going out to different events would help you like meet new people. But nowadays it's also super easy to do it via like online. I meet a lot of new people through LinkedIn. So. What about Google Ads? I'm sorry to say that this is not my field of expertise. This is what my colleague does at our house. So I'm not sure I can give you a lot of information about that. I know we do it and they're performing well, but that's pretty much it. Which social media platform is currently your favorite and why? Well, if it's business related, Facebook, obviously, because we make the most of our sales through Facebook. But if you ask me personally, I really like TikTok because the content is super innovative. I don't get the hype, but I enjoy watching it. So I think TikTok would be a great platform to use if your customers are there. Does people rather buy books on direct web page on our Facebook market? So basically, we use Facebook as a tool to bring the customers to our web page. So most of our customers come to our web page from Facebook. Are you planning to advertise on TikTok anytime soon? We talked about it, but are not fully sure we're gonna do it because we don't see enough of our potential customers there at this very moment. But this might change and we might do it for brand awareness or stuff like that. Have you ever considered going on your own, starting a company? I actually do have a company. Hurry Heroes just hires me to work for them. So I do have my own company and I help people tell their stories online. I mostly work with smaller clients, like one-on-one businesses, and I do everything from like leading their social media to helping them build their approach and how they basically show themselves on social media and stuff like that. Yeah. I want to know, does any of you here own a company? And what do you guys do if you own a company? Be brave. Okay, no, I guess not. But the next time I come, I want to see more answers that you do own a company. And I want to know what you... Oh, I actually own a company in the same place. Awesome. Owned. So you don't own it anymore? Oh my God, awesome. I want to know more about that. So make sure you contact me as soon as we're done. Draw your toys. Awesome. That is amazing. Have you ever considered penetrating to Audible platforms? We definitely have thought about it, but I don't think that would ever replace our books. So it might be some of the things that we will do in future, but it will not completely change what we do now. We will still make personalized books. I'll check the dryer toys. What is the best and the worst Mali Unaki campaign? That's a good question. Well, the best campaigns that work for us are obviously Crime Daddies. And in Slovenia, it also works great every time a celebrity posts like a post with our book. What are the worst? Well, one of the... God, see, I'm shy about talking our failures. It's not really a failure, but if you compare it to other markets, like Easter is not as big here in Slovenia when it comes to selling personalized books. But it's still a great time for us, and we do sell books, not just as much as we do on Mother's and Father's Day. Thank you, Bar. I look forward to your email. Do you have a nice book on marketing or business that changed your perspective that you would recommend? I do have one, but I'm really not into books, so I forgot the title of it. I know, amazing. But if you direct message me, I'll find it and I'll share it with you. Ads or content strategy? Both. Always both. How to know how much content to for free? I have a physical therapy company with the main goal to raise awareness right now, plus gain new customers. We don't want to look unprofessional. I think what you can do, Maya, is to basically give like a snippet of your program that you're offering or tips and tricks that you're offering. But for the extended version, you can definitely like use your offer your full services. And that's awesome. My aunt also works on this and I help her all the time. So I think how to decide on how much you give for free is you have to have a longer picture of what that's gonna give you back and what you're going to receive from it. So for example, we do give free personalized books, and it takes us quite a lot of time to produce it, but we get an email in extend, which helps us like stay in contact with our new potential customers. So I think it's always when giving away free things to have a purpose on what you want by giving that for free. How do you think Facebook is going to change in the future? To be honest, I don't know. And by the decisions that they've been taking, it's not going to go well. So I think we should all start looking not just to Facebook, but to also other platforms and paying attention to those as well. We're paying like so much attention to Facebook right now because it's working the best for us, but we're not just ignoring all the other platforms. We're still working on building a interest on other platforms as well. Okay, do we have any more questions? This is so much fun. I was so nervous about doing this because like I'm used to talking in meetings and stuff like that, but online, so it was not something I was. I mean, I was excited about it. I was just scared, but it's going. I love it. I love how you guys ask so many questions, so it feels a bit more comfortable, and I feel like I can help you a bit more. How do you think the Corona situation will change the digital marketing? For me personally, I really don't like incorporating that into our business message a lot. We do obviously mention it because we want to show support and stuff like that to people who are dealing with all those things now. But I don't want this to be a part of anyone's digital strategy because it fucking... Sorry, I wasn't supposed to swear. Thank you for sharing your ideas and experience. Thank you, Bar. I'm so looking forward to seeing like your company and what it does. So I'll share my email. And also one thing that I want to mention, if you don't have any more questions, we're constantly looking for hiring new people. We currently have 180 people working on in Hurry Heroes, but we are always expanding. And right now we're looking for a UK marketing assistant. So if you feel like this is your field of expertise and something that you would love to develop in, please feel free to contact me after this. I'll share my email with everyone so we can stay in touch. And please feel free to ask me any questions. Feel free to just come by and say hi because I love making new connections. And I do have one more question from Gabby, and it's quite a long one, so just a second. Hello there, I've been thinking about opening a company which would basically involve a dog planner as the main product. Since dogs became human siblings and we humanize them the way too much, I kind of created the whole content, but I'm afraid it comes to advertising. Sorry, but I'm afraid when it comes to advertising, do you know any strategy for beginners? Yes, I would suggest you look through you Google it online. It's called 3H Content Strategy by Google and The Golden Circle by Simon Sinek. Also, if you have any more questions after that, I would be happy to help you. So just email me and we'll figure something out. But it's a great product. So. Awesome. Ooh, Bart, thank you for the LinkedIn request. I already got it. Okay, do we have any more questions? Which book are you reading right now? Daddy and Julie, that just came out on UK and US market at hurryheroes.com. Check it out. Top 3 book recommendations. As I said, I'm super sorry. I'm really not into books. I do read art books because I do have to know the product to sell it, but I'm not huge on books, to be honest. Bummer. Top 3 online courses. Awesome question. This I do participate in. And for me, Masterclass has one of the greatest ones. I've been looking at the guy at Disney. What is his name? And he has some amazing tips. So I would suggest checking out Masterclass. It has like all the different fields of expertise, so you can basically choose what you want to focus on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take 3 more questions, then I have to run. This is a good one. One of your favorite memory about making a marketing success or a project you or your team have worked on? I think Started Up Slovenia really holds a special place in my heart, and for me, it's obviously important to assure a great content strategy and marketing strategy and stuff like that. But to me, what feels the most important is making people happy, and basically, my favorite memories come from the things that I work with people who are really close to me. And with Started Up Slovenia, it was an amazing team. It's basic. I'm so fortunate because here in Maljunaki, we're all very connected and love each other. So basically, all marketing strategies are a success to me because I have a great time making them. Now, I'll take 2 more if you have 2 additional questions. And then we'll wrap it up. Amazing question. Where did you get your cute cup from? It's a personalized cup and it's from Ustvarjalnica Rebecca Perko. So see, I'm supporting the local businesses. Check her out. She's amazing. This is actually my second one because I broke
Thank
one.
you, Anja. Thank you.
Don't break it.
Feel free to check
When you buy it.
next to
But it's really cute.
Валдам гор приложението. Студентите моя позбуднатя.
Okay, one more. Who has the final question? I really do hope we can meet in person as soon as this is over because I would love to see you face to face. Come on, one final question. Guys, you're doing so good. Don't let this flop now. Oh my goodness. I think that's it.
No, one more. In the next 5 years.
Okie dokie. We have some final questions. What are your next steps as entrepreneur? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Well, for me, I hope I'll move to the United States because I love people there. I love the mentality there. Don't get me wrong. I love Slovenia as well. It's just, I feel like United States has new challenges for me, and it's a great learning environment for me. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully being happy what I do. So not much has to change. That's such a terrible question for the end. I mean, not a question. My answer was terrible. Your question was great. What does entrepreneurial mindset mean to you? I think a great entrepreneur for me is someone, thank you for asking me this question so I can give a better answer this time. I think for me, a great entrepreneur is someone who can adapt to the challenges that market is putting them in front of. So for me, it will be definitely like the ability to adapt.
A me vidiš, Maja? Gor?
Yeah. Who is a person entrepreneur you look up to? Any role models? Yeah, one of my professor at Watson University, his name is George Jeriso, and I think he also teaches here at GEA College because his philosophy is to put purpose before anything else. So to make yourself happy and for you to feel fulfilled. I hope you get a chance to have a class with him this year. I think he's coming back. So George Jeriso, look him up. He's amazing. He's been working at Apple for 15 years and he's such an amazing human being. That's it. Anna, you can take it away because I'm nervous.